Morning, we are going to continue our conversations and we jump straight ahead. And we're talking about all that's happening on the business front here in Tobago. We know when we talk about business and business development, we are chatting about what's happening at the BDU. And if you don't know, that's the Business Development Unit at the Division of Finance, Trade and the Economy. This morning, to have that conversation with me, I have the privilege of sitting in studio and chatting with Mrs. Shelly-Ann Baptiste. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, and thank you very much for having us once again.
Excellent. Now, we know this month is Finance Month,
Yes.
and all the celebrations have been happening at the Division of Finance. And we love to round up a good Finance Month by talking about all the goodies and the specials that are happening. And specifically, one of those things that we're seeing happening is the Tobago Business Awards. Good morning again, and tell us a bit about this.
Good morning, good morning. So the Business Awards, let's leave that for a little bit. That's the icing on the cake.
Right.
What we want to highlight is coming up on Thursday.
Right.
It's called our Driving Force Loan Promotion. So over the years, the Business Development Unit, we've given grants, we've provided training, we've provided loans. But we continue to listen to our clients. We continue to listen to our entrepreneurs to find out what it is they really need. And coming out of a recent survey that we did, 8 out of 10 ask about vehicles. So this loan promotion is targeting specific sectors in the Tobago space. So we're talking about the fishing and fishermen. So you go to the sea, you get a catch. How do you get it out? So the fishing, the farmers, agriculture. We're talking about persons in events. We're talking about food caterers. Because we recognize, we saw it happen on at least 2 occasions where caterers were procured to bring in food. And when you check how the food was brought in, is a reason for some concern. Yeah? So if you're into manufacturing, light manufacturing, agro-processing, food production, we are providing the equipment, which is the vehicle in this instance, to help you scale up your business. So the loan promotion is taking place this Thursday at the Market Square car park from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have partnered with 2 of our vehicle suppliers, that is Massey Distributors and Jones Motors, to provide these vehicles for us. So on spot, you will have the vehicles, you will have them, you will actually see them. We also have the insurance companies as well. So it's a one-stop shop. When you come, you will see, you will hear, you can actually engage in the discussion to take you forward for the loan promotion.
Right, and tell us about what person should be walking with when they come to this event on Thursday at the Market Square car park.
Okay, so what we want is proof that you have been in business for at least 2 years. It's not just for any and everybody, because as we said, we're trying to help persons scale up. So basic utility bill, proof of residency in Tobago, your business must be registered. Yeah? Banking activity for at least the last year, because it's a loan, so we want to ensure that you have the capacity to repay the loan. So proof of banking activity, your business reference, your character reference, yeah? And we are there. The full staff will be out to meet you, to greet with you, and to walk you through the process.
Excellent. And you said there are a number of sectors that would be benefiting from this particular loan program. So you have those persons who are caterers, those persons who do events, the fishermen, and so on. What is needed for these persons to get the loan as it pertains to? Is there a business plan that needs to be submitted for this particular loan?
Yes, because we have a maximum up to $250,000. So let me tell you what the vehicles are that we are providing. So we are looking at the H100, the K2700, the 4x4, and panel vans. So we know that is not a $25,000 you're looking at. So we want to ensure that you have a sound business plan, sound business proposal, and we take it from there.
Understood.
Did I say it is 100% financing?
Financing. Right.
5% interest and a maximum of 7 years to repay.
Excellent. One of the things that I want to get into, persons who own businesses may not fully understand the difference between a business loan and a personal loan. Would this particular loan be a business loan or a personal loan? And if so, does that mean that an individual's personal credit does not affect their ability to secure a loan like this for their company?
So it is a business loan. However, your character as an individual will impact. Yeah? It will impact your credit rating. So the two cannot be separated, excuse me. So it is a commercial loan, it is a business loan. But we also have, excuse me, sorry. We also have to take into consideration your character.
So yes, I understand. Even when you look at the business as an individual entity, how can persons, someone might, I have I have exceeded my current credit limit as an individual. I already pay a mortgage, I already pay for my personal car, but my vehicle really does require, uh, my business really does require this level of funding. How can those persons be assisted, or would they be able to also benefit from this? Because we know a lot of the times when it comes to business financing, businesses are their own individual entity by itself. Yes, you want it to be supported by someone who can pay the loan, but usually you look at those projections from the actual business to see the business's ability to stand that loan. So would the financial advisors and so on be there to give persons those assurances or help them to understand, where they stand as it pertains to qualifying for this loan?
That's correct. That's correct. So yes, I'm glad that you made the distinction. So that as an individual, your debt service ratio might have been exceeded. But as a company, we look at your business account. We look at your ability to generate, whether you have contracts. So for example, a manufacturer, you may have orders for the next 6 months, the next year. You have the ability to generate that kind of revenue. So your business can stand on its own and be able to supply and to service the loan satisfactorily.
Excellent. And I'm glad that we brought that up, because I know for a lot of persons that is where the anxiety is. But there is that level of assurance that once you get into business and you have a viable entity that has the ability to stand on its own, then you can still benefit, even if your personal debt to income ratio may be on the higher end.
That's correct. And one of the factors, as the entrepreneurs would have indicated, one of the things that has hindered them from progressing is that inability in terms of the absence of a vehicle to do the transport. So, for example, you have a manufacturer who needs to distribute his products to Trinidad. He has to depend on a middleman. Whereas if he has his own transport, it takes away that cost and adds back to his bottom line eventually.
Okay, what about the persons who usually go to Trinidad for supplies for their business, although they may not fit under the current scope as it pertains to being a fisherman, an agro processor, or a food caterer, but their business may require them to possibly go to Trinidad every weekend or every other weekend, or send a truck to Trinidad that brings up the goods for them, whether it be furniture or whatever it is that they're selling. If they're saying, we really need a vehicle to help us with that so that we can cut out the middleman and just start doing that for ourselves, would those persons also qualify?
So it would be on a case-by-case basis. We don't want to open and say, okay, whosoever will may come, because as we said, we're targeting a specific sector. However, if your business is that of transportation, then we recognize and you understand the need for this type of facility.
Okay, so you're saying that even the persons who do transportation as well, who help persons move or transport goods to and from the two islands, are able to benefit from this. That is excellent. Now, let's remind the people of when this is happening. This is happening on Thursday morning at the Market Square car park.
Thursday, 27th, as old people said, tomorrow, Thursday. Yeah, at the Market Square car park from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have vehicles will be on display from both Massey and Jones Motors. We also have insurance companies who will be there to guide you through the process in terms of the insurance for the facility. We will also have our business development officers on site to walk you through the process.
Excellent. And let's shift gears a bit to the Tobago Business Awards. Tell us a bit about that.
So the Tobago Business Awards takes place on Thursday, the 11th of December. Thursday, the 11th of December. Nominations are still open. It closes on the 28th of November. We are inviting persons in the different sectors. We want to recognize the contribution that our businesses have made over the years. So in our Tobago space, we are inviting persons, small, medium, and large businesses. Female Entrepreneur of the Year, Youth Entrepreneur of the Year. We have persons in tourism and hospitality. There's a special award for tourism and hospitality. There is one for agripreneur. So agriculture, agro-processing, any agriculture-related activity. And then we have the Business Development Unit Award of the Year, and then the Chief Secretary par excellence. So that person who's outstanding, whose business has stood the test of time.
Right. And let's talk a bit about Tobagonians with businesses who have global impact. You know, for me personally, I know of young Tobagonians who may have businesses outside of Tobago that's making a global impact. And when I think about those type of persons, I think about Shy Charles, who has Braided New York, who is a celebrity hairstylist who usually does hair for Cardi B, Beyonce, Tiana Taylor, and a number of other celebrity clients. So are these persons also considered as Tobagonian, even though they are operating businesses outside
you are
of Tobago?
a Tobagonian, and therefore someone can nominate them, or the application is online. They can go online and download the form, fill out the application, and we upload it, and you will be considered.
Excellent. But we look forward to that. And again, you know, we would just want to remind persons, is the awards open to the public for the public to attend, or would it be based on invitation only?
Unfortunately, we know everybody would want to attend it. Unfortunately, we can't facilitate everybody. So it will be live streamed. So you're going to log on to the Business Development Unit Tobago's Facebook page, or the Division of Finance, Trade and the Economy Facebook page, but it is by invitation only. We can only facilitate so many persons in this space.
Understood. Well, we want to thank you so much for being here this morning and extending the invitation for all persons, all entrepreneurs, small and medium-sized businesses in Tobago that's doing big things to be a part of this Tobago Business Award 2025. This is your opportunity to nominate someone that you know, and to do so, you go to www.bdutobago.com, or you can go on their social media pages on Facebook and you can find out more information about what is happening.
Yeah.
Excellent. No problem. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back right after this. See you soon.